What's this? A little mouse running in my maze. I hope you've said your prayers and lost your faith.
Yo, shit, can I rizz up your daughter? Welcome back, guys, it's your favorite arsonist here. Ever since my last video on Path of Exile, I have learned that there are exactly two problems. First, the game is... godly. And second, the game has a lot of mechanics such as fossil crafting, and considering the median age of the community, I'm not surprised it's a fan favorite. So what better way to address both of these problems than by making a reasonably edited video that spoils the entire game? What do you mean I can't eat drywall? And I hope that by the end of this video, you'll be convinced that spending an unhealthy amount of hours hoarding the resources to ultimately destroy an item is... and hopefully you won't need to resort to Subway Surfers gameplay in the process.
Have the strength naturally.
So you've decided to pick up the grinding gear game, finish the campaign, and finally realize why this game is being compared to a cruise in the Titanic. What's that? The skill tree's complicated? Here's a lot. Just kidding.
There's 3 more.
The game's main loop is the map device. It's quite simple, really. You put a map in the map device, select the crafting option, put in one of the 109 scarabs, maybe augment the map with fragments, possibly corrupt. Look, what I'm trying to say is, the game is not simple, but not easy. I hate it. Reminder that this video is trying to get you to play the game. Maps are where most of your time will be spent in this game. Maps have tiers, which essentially means how high level the monsters are in it. The higher the better, because... it's complicated. Your first objective is to reach tier 16. On your way there, every time you complete a map which you haven't done previously, you get a skill point for LS skill tree, which in a nutshell is a skill tree for maps, which allows you to specialize into one of 31 mechanics. And yes, I will be covering all of it. This video is pretty long, guys. Have you ever looked at an ARPG and thought 0 out of 10 not enough balloon monsters? That's one of the least daring League mechanics they've introduced. Sometimes in your maps, or always, you will encounter small Blight cysts which trigger a Blight event. It's literally tower defense. The cyst becomes a core which you can either defend yourself or let the towers do it. You will let the towers do it. Successfully completing a Blight event can give you potential Blight rewards, which are either oils or blighted maps. For oils, you can smear them on your jewelry in specific order to augment it. Call me Clark Stanley, but my shit actually works. Rings give you tower power-ups, while amulets give you a free skill tree notable, which is the big but not the bigger skill point. Also, yes, any of them. Good luck reading it all. As for blighted maps, they are exactly what you'd expect. Oh man, I didn't expect the monkey shooter to come after you, prior. Hey sisters, welcome to my TikTok page. Today we're going to be manifesting a stable frame rate. Alright, I forgot, you need an item filter. Otherwise you might... In a continued attempt to change the core genre of the game, how about we turn the R into roguelike? Welcome back, guys. It's your favorite Path of the Binding of Exile. Enemies have a small chance to drop a tome, which you can redeem at your local Tesco. Redeeming it gives you a Sanctum run, which consists of 4 randomized stages. You advance them from left to right, choosing which room you take each step most of the time. You have Resolve, which you use on hit, and if it reaches 0, the run is over. You also have Inspiration, which is Resolve, but special. And the spiciest feature of all... boons. Fuckers added the Infinity Stones. These are semi-permanent power-ups which you can gain in various ways, like Benevolent and Radiant Fountains at the end of a room. They also have their negative counterpart, Afflictions, which are basically inevitable. Some of them are forgettable, while some of them are... You also drop coins, which you can trade at your local Tesco. You fight a boss at the end of each stage, with the final boss being Lycia. Of course, she has 2 phases, with her second phase treating her supers not safe for work. What the fuck? This was all very convoluted, so how about we go back to the essentials? Summer monsters are imprisoned in essences which you can break free. They either drop essences or your will to play this game ever again. The stronger the monster, the better the essences, which isn't always a good thing. You can also corrupt them, which throws a dice on the outcome of the essence. We have essences with tasteful names, such as Weeping Essence of Sorrow, Screaming Essence of Rage, Shrieking Essence of Anguish, Deafening Essence of Hatred, and Essence of Insanity. You can use the essences to craft a rare item which guarantees a property, which is useful early on for guaranteed stats, and useful later on to craft items so diabolical even the devil might congratulate your efforts.
Some challenges can be crushed easily, but what about many at once?
I'm sorry, I don't have any money.
Good tidings, Nomad.
I forgot my homeless repellent, didn't I?
I am a simple messenger from a place of great darkness and great...
Who do I have to kill?
The Maven has come.
Kill the 12-year-old. Got it. So after completing a couple of maps, you will now have the choice to make yourself be witnessed by the Maven.
Beat the fuck out of my...
When witnessing your map, the Maven will augment the boss to be more challenging, and overall just make the fight really annoying. After defeating 10 bosses, you are granted an invitation to her house so that you can engage in a boss rush event where you kill all bosses the Maven has witnessed. Then you get to kill her. But that will come in due time. Speaking of time... watched Future Diary, I pity. You meet a girl who hates the space-time continuum so much that she does to time what gravity does to my gamer spine and it's fucking bends. You design a temple with each room having either a unique effect on the temple or a direct reward in it, which is changed based on which architect you choose to murder. This isn't even close to being the most messed up thing in this game. After designing it in its entirety, you go back to the future to do like Chris Wilson and Mr. Clean the very temple you have built.
Just to do it all over again.
With the apex having a boss fight which you can augment through certain rooms. The most valuable aspects of the temple is that it's the best overall mechanic for juice, aka making it rain. And it allows you to double corrupt gems and items. Usually you do like Chris Wilson and Mr. Clean the item. This is Nico. Say hello to Nico. He collects sulfite.
Pretty little rocks, just for me.
I wanna hug him. How do I hug him? You find sulfite in maps. After collecting enough sulfite, you can go into the Azurite mines. Sulfite is fuel for your go-kart. And if you're as fiscally responsible as I am, you can replace it with a bare microtransaction. It goes from epic serfdom to wholesome animal cruelty. You can choose the location you go to, and the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, the closer you get to being a chronic Reddit user. In between mine stops, you can discover secret passages and corners, which are usually useless. The main reward is Path of Exile players' fossils, which you can insert in a resonator to craft their item. Here's the kicker. The first line doesn't matter. You want to remove possible outcomes to force results. As some of you have pointed out, less is more. Okay, that was a job at my editing, but I paid for the whole goddamn editing software. I'll use the whole goddamn editing software.
The true crime scene has never been truer, with the League mechanic that has more names than gender reveal parties have caused massive wildfires.
Which is 3, but that's still very concerning. Betrayal is a very interesting mechanic about finding out the true killer. How does it work, you may ask? That is a very good question. When you press the funny buttons in order, you eventually get to raid a hideout where you get rewards, I think. The ultimate goal is to raid Katarina's hideout. Not this Katarina. God damn it, I said the real Katarina.
Come to me, Exile.
Okay, I'm not that passionate about it.
Let us speak of death and desire.
I'd rather speak about how to get jacked through thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy? Through thermit. I can't say the fucking word.
I think I angered her, guys. You know, I like structured videos as much as the next guy person. But if you finish the campaign, you already know this mechanic. So I asked the most reputable source of information, ChatGPT. What else do the people of my generation like? If you're asking me to sing, I'm absolutely not doing that. Oh, Labrunner, where are you gonna run to? Labrunner, where are you gonna run to? Where are you gonna run to? All along them days. Well, I ran to Izaro. Please fight me, I ran to Izaro. Please fight me, I ran to Izaro. Please fight me all along them days. But Izaro cried out. Izaro cried out.
When time comes.
Izaro cried out. All along them days. So I ran to the fountain. It was empty. I ran to the fountain. It was empty. I ran to the fountain. It was empty. All along them days. I've wasted all my time and money for one transmute orb. You know what? If I can't get rich legally. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to a heist with Markiplier. But this time, there's only one ending. You find smuggler's cages in your maps which drop contracts. Contracts allow for small heists which grant you blueprint reveals as well as rogue markers needed to reveal the blueprints. Once you discover enough of a blueprint that you're satisfied with, you can approve a team for each wing of a heist. Each team member has a different effect and ability as well as a different chest type they can open. The more chests you open, the more you raise the alarm level. At the furthest room in a heist wing, you have a reward where you usually get to choose between 4 worthless rares and a stack of chaos orbs. Once you take it, the alarm is raised and it's time to fucking bail. All items you drop in a heist are contraband, and if you die before escaping, you lose all contraband items, making the heist a complete loss. This video is about Path of Exile. As a good Christian man, let me explain to you how sacrificing a colony of sentient monsters to an abominable entity is the best League mechanic in the entire game. When you encounter a ritual, you can clear all monsters protecting it, to then activate it, which locks you in an area where you have to hoard and defeat enemies spawned by the ritual. I would have said that I didn't expect to play Call of Duty Zombies in Path of Exile, but then again, we have Binding of Isaac and Sanctum 2, so it's not that surprising. Each ritual is challenging in different ways. We have laser rituals Prime, laser rituals with thunder, laser rituals rituals with Thunder Prod, there is a lot of laser. After sacrificing the infidels to the God of Wealth, you can pick and choose which rewards you want to redeem and which ones you want to defer. In simple terms, you rent that shit till you can buy it. But unlike the housing market, there exists a future where you end up buying it. If you find a really juicy ritual, you can isolate it in a ritual vessel which you assemble from rituals. Then you can just recycle that shit better than grinding your game's recycles Maligaro. I wish that was a joke. Meet Einar, the Pokemon trainer.
That is Einar's business.
This mechanic is quite simple. Kill beast, capture beast, don't do anything weird with it please. Go to bestiary, kill beast again, craft. I really want to skip this mechanic before I make any more inappropriate jokes about bestiality. Why is the title screen not going to the next league mechanic? Hey guys, Free Maxor here. Today we're going to rank the top childhood furry crush. First we have Lola Bunny. What do you think of this one, Einar?
Oh, that's a juicy one, Exile!
I agree. S tier. Speaking of mental illness, welcome to the greatest skill dimension. The mechanic's so edgy, they had to remove voice line.
You are desperate for love, and everyone knows it.
Nah, I'm using hatred. I hate everybody. To enter the TicTac realm, you must simply go through a delirium mirror, which makes you 20% delirious from the get-go, and it increases the further away you venture out from the mirror. The more delirious you are, the more damage enemies deal, and the less damage they take, capping out at 100% delirious, which is no different than having a permanent residence in Florida. You can drop delirium orbs, which empower your maps with constant delirium and guarantee a reward type when you kill enough enemies. Delirium monsters also drop simulacrum splinters, which after combining 300, you get a simulacrum, which acts as its own map.
Still sane?
Exile.
No.
Your misery manifest now seeks you out.
No shit. There are 30 rounds in total in the simulacrum, with the first 20 rounds being trivial, followed by... Did I mention the enemies take
96% less damage?
As they say, life is suffering. And I feel particularly alive right now. Speaking of which, the main reward of Delirium are cluster jewels, which add more skill tree to your convolution. I didn't stutter. When slaying multiple enemies together, there's a high chance you're not playing Flicker Strike. There's a chance to spawn beyond portals, which are portals connected straight to California. Each wave of monsters has a progressively higher chance to spawn one of 3 beyond bosses. Tash, the Hate Shep, Gore, the Grasping Maw. Hey that. It do be like that. They're all big fans of Destiny too, because they're all fucking bullet sponge. They drop tainted currencies, which allow you to modify corrupted items.
Back in my day, an item being corrupted meant it was unchangeable.
And that's a good thing?
I didn't ask for an autograph, baby hands. I'm back to watching them iPads and TicTacs.
I'm 23.
Might as well have been born yesterday to me.
Fair point. Fuck corrupted items.
I present to you Ultimatum, directed by the Dripmaster. He taunts you when you lose.
Single round challenger returns.
Also, he taunts you when you win.
Random chance must dictate you win occasionally.
Honestly, he taunts you for your very existence. Believe it or not, he's not the main villain from Delirium, he's the main hero of Ultimatum. Canonically, he's the strongest NPC you meet personally. Who would win, Supreme Goku or the Dripmaster? Smash that like and subscribe button and make sure to comment your social security number down. The Dripmaster challenges you to a trial of 9 or more rounds with 4 different types of trials. Survival, murder, escort, and Stony Rock. You wait in the stone circles.
Oh, Mars, hurry up! I need those transmute.
Each round, you're given a choice between 3 debuffs, and essentially, you're just praying that you don't get the equivalent of a colonoscopy by Chris. When you win a round, you can claim all rewards you get so far, or go for another one. And if you lose a round, you lose everything. The main reward of ultimatums are catalysts, which increase the quality of jewelry. Yes, belts are considered jewelry. According to this logic, I used to get a lot of jewelry back in the day. That is belt. You can also drop inscribed ultimatums, which are essentially trade for trade and double or nothing. Pay the price. If you win, you get double. If you lose, you drown in the sorrow of your devastating loss of 20 transmutation orbs. How will I ever financially recover from this? Ow. Do you like stargazing? Map bosses have a small chance to drop one of 5 synthesized maps. Synthesized maps look like your average trip to Vitamin Land. The neighborhood here is not very friendly. The landlord likes to build life-sized Gundam figurines to fight the residents, which you reluctantly help after killing them all. The residents, I mean. The rewards are synthesized items, which replace an item's terrible implicit like 23 chaos resistance to plus 12 dexterity. At least they look cool. Wow, that was quite an extensive list of league mechanics. Hopefully you now have an idea of what do you mean we're only halfway through.
This realm's infinite delights belong to us now.
My brain is rotten. Once you reach red tier maps which are tier 11 and up, you gain the ability to influence your maps with the hunger of the average resident of Alabama. Your influence has a lot of effects or something. What's important is that after completing 14 and 28 influence maps respectively, you get to fight your first pinnacle bosses.
Beating out a battle you can win.
Kirak, please tell me that's a Dragon Ball.
That is the first mixtape of possibilities.
Fuck.
They literally do the same thing.
Huh. How'd I collect them all?
Do more maps.
Do you like adventures? Well, I do too, so how about some grave robbery? This is arguably the most popular mechanic to date, and it's all about blowing shit up, robbing the dead, and capitalism. Don't tell Reddit about this. You get a couple of smaller explosives, or one really, really big one. Then all you have to do is pretend you're in a Dubai graveyard and choose whose Nikes interest you the most. Personally, I want them all. On occasion, you will also drop an expedition logbook, which are like maps, but the ground is made out of expeditions. Expeditions also drop one of 4 artifact types, which are used to trade with 4 different vendors. Gwenin with Circle Artifact, Tujin with Scythe Artifact, Rog with Chalice Artifact, and Danik who accepts the sun. Fucker, never heard of going outside. Now, the hoggling and day trading is nice and all, however, evasion doesn't affect taxes, landing my 80,000 evasion build useless. 0 out of 10. Alright, let's pretend like you're one of those people that watch VTubers unironically. Guys, it's for the video, I swear. If so, you've probably heard of Made in Abyss, that series where a giant pit where children get murdered by insects half the size of those in Australia. Really wholesome stuff. That's essentially this mechanic in a nutshell. The only difference is you get rewarded with abyssal jewels, which are jewels, but abyssal. The abysses sometimes lead to an abyssal depths, which contains the healthiest looking Twitter user who has a guaranteed abyssal unique drop. And no, I'm still not calling it X. What a time to be alive! I get to summon abominations from a different dimension by greeting an unwashed hand. I feel like an Avenger. When you open a breach, you are greeted by the equivalent of the Dead by Daylight community when they see a woman. Some breach monsters drop one of 5 Breach Lord splinters, which I'm sure that if I try to pronounce, my computer screen will become fucking sentient. There are unwashed collapsed hands, which can drop splinters too. After getting enough splinters, they combine into a breach stone where you enter a Breach Lord's domain. If you have a good enough build, that shit's like cutting grass. The masculine urge to cut the heads of my enemies with rollerblades. Breach Lords have a chance to drop their blessing, which you can either use to upgrade the unique item they drop, or to upgrade the breach stone associated with them. The masculine urge to shoot up steroids into anything I use. You can also drop breach rings, which you can sell a spoonful to get a chest plate. Usually you get the equivalent of F you, try again. Nah.
So this is how the kids get inspired nowadays.
Chris, that's a Bible you're holding.
My name is Legion. We are many. Well, I know what we are doing for the next 3 months.
Welcome to Legion, the second league mechanic about fucking with time and finding out. You find a timeless monolith which breaks out of battle frozen in time. And like the honorable exile you are, you beat the shit out of everybody before they get a chance to respawn. Similar to Breach, you collect splinters of 5 different legions, which when combining 100, you get a legion emblem. But unlike Breach, you can insert anywhere from 2 to all 5 emblems in your map device for the ultimate war between gangs and nations. The main rewards of surviving Chicago are timeless jewels, which introduce RNG to the one place which doesn't have it. Didn't have it. I'm not joking, someone made that timeless jewel calculator. You also have incubators. I feel like I will say something unfathomably stupid if I covered this any further, so with all this RNG talk, I fucking hate it now. So how about a league mechanic all about removing it? That's right, bitch, we're back to photosynthesis. Danik, bring your ass back here. The main mechanic is deforestation, which automatically makes it S tier. When you try to kill the plants, they become sentient.
You will become fertilizer.
The higher the plant tier, the higher the amount of crystallized life force you drop. There's 3 all color coded. Sorry, my colorblind folks, but hey, at least you're not epileptic. I can tell, because you've watched thus far, yeah, you're still alive. Highest quality plants are tier 4, which contain bosses that have a chance to drop a pearl? Hey guys, who wants some dating advice? Inserting the pearl into the map device gives you the Sacred Grove boss fight. First deforestation, now fighting a woman. That's the punchline. What if we made a boss unkillable? Sounds fun, doesn't it? Harbingers cannot be killed direct. They spawn minions, which when killed, drain the Harbinger's life. Harbingers drop currency shards, which when combining 20, you get a sudden realization of how much combining there is in this game. There's also Harbringer orbs, which when used on maps, have a small chance to be turned into a Harbringer map. That's right, it fractures your map device. Just kidding, it fractures your patience. Alva already did my spine dirty, I don't need more fractures. The map contains a powerful Harbringer, which drops a fragmented unique item. And when arranged in a very logical order, combines it to an item. Speaking of combining, let's talk about the league mechanics, which just ain't that deep, bro. Shrines are surrounded by monsters. Kill them, pick up the shrine, get the shrine buff. Box. Monster in box. Reward. This one's actually very complicated, but let's just pretend juicing isn't real. The outside areas lead you to a separate map where you get a Valgem at the end. Tormented spirits turn the game into a video game recreation of The Exorcist. Unfortunately, being the priest here is usually not a good thing. Rogue exiles are boss monsters that can use the exact same skill you do. I think you can see how this can become problematic very quickly. Memories. One of the NPCs gets a schizophrenic episode where you get to listen to their ramblings about like how Harvest used to have massive patches of all the pretty colors or something. I don't know, I didn't follow. Correct. He gives you free maps. That's the first Russian I've met that gives me something for free and it isn't alcohol. Much love from Poland.
Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling.
Did I miss an episode of Family Guy? Everyone, meet the Eater of Worlds, slightly less gluttonous but arsonist brother. Foxy the Pirate. He works in the exact same way as the Eater of Worlds. No, I'm actually serious this time. It's just fire instead of electricity. Alright, Mixtape. How do I play it?
Empty your mind.
I get exiled for arguing the pronunciation of GIF. My head is as empty as it gets.
It's GIF.
Well, when you ascend up the stairway to heaven, make sure to tell Jod you hate the fucking English language.
Alexa, play the second mixtape.
Oh shit. Where did I get the other two?
Kill the child.
Oh, fuck yeah.
5 little monkeys jumping on the...
I tried my best. Get the mixtape though. Where do I get the last one?
Kill the father.
What is this, family feud? Not a goddamn therapist. So our objective is to fight the Shaper and the Elder in the Shaper's realm. Yes, that's the actual name. Colloquially, Uber Elder. To get to the Uber Elder, we have to defeat the Elder.
Twice.
And the Shaper.
Also twice.
Grinding your game Sherpa's the grinding in my fucking... For the Elder, we need 4 fragments of his invitation, each held by a different one of his underlings. How do you fight them? Simple. Get lucky and drop an Elder influence map. Then simply complete the map and... Fucker just stole my boss fight! Get tough shit in Detroit. The Shaper works in the same way, the difference is his maps are unique. Bonus points for trying. Now we do like the Avengers and assemble. So, Shape, what's the answer? Can I rizz up that dang Zadak yet?
She is literally right next to you.
I'll just... It just occurred to me, why would I collect mixtapes?
You asked this shit 20 minutes ago. He said the Dragon Balls.
Oh. Where was that place I got exiled from?
Suka Orient.
I wish for Oyat the town to be burnt to the ground.
You stupid fucking asshole!
Rest in piss, Oriaf, you won't be missed.
How's it going, little bitch?
Mars, like the planet.
Is that your girlfriend?
I wish.
Let's take this outside, dog.
I can't even hate, he's technically right. Say hello to Sirus, one of the Path of Exile bosses of all time. The best way I can describe his fight is to compare it with the Devil's Lettuce. One numbs you mentally, takes that toll on your psyche, and prolonged exposure destroys your neurons and drops your IQ permanently by at least 50 points. The other one is weed. This fight is a little difficult. Not the fun way. Not even the not fun way. This game will be the fucking end fun way. Let me explain. The fight is frequently broken up by Sirus's tastefully called
De-optimization storms.
They deal so much damage over time, you might as well call it damage over one shot. The duration and position of these storms is
Completely random.
That's right. You can either resume the fight in 10 seconds
Or 10 minutes.
Did I mention Sirus was changed 8 times for being himself? What do you say about an off-screen instant one-hit kill? Look, my point is, I wish all people who contributed to making the Sirus boss fight a very pleasant viewing of the Cats movie musical. If you only care about story completion, congratulations, you did it! For the less sane of you, you also have the choice to do Uber bosses, which are more difficult versions of existing bosses, such as Uber Maven, Uber Eldritch Horrors, Uber Elder, yes that's the actual name, Uber Sirus, and Uber Cortex. Unfortunately, it's currently the Necrophilus League, so we have Tier 17. They were implemented as a way to bridge Uber bosses to normal bosses. But in classical grinding my gears fashion, they are unfathomably more difficult than Uber bosses. And that's after 3 nerfs. This might sound like criticism, but in reality, this is but my confession to Chris Wilson. Please never change. This is why the community loves you. Okay, forget that part about not changing. The in-game economy looks worse than the housing market. Do something, I beg you.
Ah!